as he helped myself and Bob Smith of Bike Bakersfield, Councilman Smith now, bring you the presentation on complete streets and why an updated bicycle master plan is necessary, which obviously led to the successful adoption of the updated bicycle plans for the city and the county. Took Bob and I about 2 years to get that done, but it was finally achieved successfully. Well, that being said, we're at the top of the hour, so I want to again introduce and thank you to iBikeRadio's newest sponsor. And just so you know, iBikeRadio is brought to you by La Bicicleta Boutique. Of course, La Bicicleta Boutique is a women's bicycling shop providing women's clothing and accessories for all biking types, from mountain bikers to city commuters, offering clinics with local cycling and healthy lifestyle advocates. And I hope she means local cycling instructors from the League of American Cyclists. La Bicicleta is located in the heart of downtown Bakersfield at 1820 G Street, and the phone number is 661-706-0900. Again, they're located in the heart of downtown Bakersfield at 1820 G Street, 661-706-0900. And here's the rest of our sponsors.
Baco Skate Co. Bakersfield Skateboard Company, supplier of quality skateboard equipment, apparel, and service. Owned and operated by local skaters, proud supporter of the local arts, music, and skate scenes. Open late on First Fridays. Brands include Santa Cruz, Creature, Independent, Inspectrum, Antihero, Huff, Imperial Motion, Low Car, Theories of Atlantis, Scum Co. & Sons, Glassy, Yeah Nice, and more. The phone number is 333-6030. Located at 1918 I Street in downtown Bakersfield. Catalog available online at bakersfieldskateco.com and on Instagram at BacoSkateCo. Narducci's Cafe. Basque-style food, steaks, full bar, live bands, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 324-2961. They're located at 622 East 21st Street. Sharp Fabrication. Stainless, carbon, and aluminum fabrication, custom flatbeds, toolboxes, and miscellaneous custom fabrication and welding. 900-8775. Located at 120 Lake Street. McKay Electric. Full-service electrical contractors with a focus on service, repairs, and maintenance of residential and commercial applications. McKay Electric provides new construction and remodel services in both the residential and commercial markets, as well as a variety of automatic and manual backup generators for residential, commercial, and industrial applications. McKay Electric offers a variety of energy-efficient options, from high-quality LED lighting to maintenance contracts for commercial applications. McKay Electric covers all of Kern County and also has an office on the Central Coast, which serves from Santa Maria to Paso Robles. Their number is 661-589-8335, and the website is at www.mecgenerators.com.
Yeah, baby, yeah! Welcome back to the show. That was I was going to go into one of my WWE characters. Welcome back to iBikeRadio, brought to you, of course, by KSVG 89.7, Savage FM, and all of those fine sponsors you just heard in our wonderful commercials. So, guys, let's take a look at some upcoming stuff. Let's check out some upcoming stuff. You know what? Actually, before I get into upcoming stuff, I wanted to take a moment, and again, I'm going to go back and pull from our iBike Kern website. I read actually a comment from a buddy of mine. Well, a couple things actually. There was a young, a local rider that I am friends with. He's not old. He's older than I am, and he was out riding the other day, and he watched a young kid in front of him do a pretty dang ridiculously crazy move. I guess the guy tried to outrun the car, didn't signal that he was changing lanes, shot, made a left right in front of the car. The car slammed on his brakes, almost killed the guy. So Keith was bringing up, uh, a good point that, we need to think a little bit more about the way in which we present ourselves and the way in which, we act on the roadways. And to a greater point, I think that, for myself as an instructor, uh, it's far too common, I see, especially riding with the different varying groups that I do. Most people are overconfident in the way in which they handle their bicycles, and subsequently really don't understand what to do in emergency situations, which, it's an emergency situation. Nobody's really supposed to know what to do. Those things don't, we don't go out of our doors hoping that all hell breaks loose and we get to use our Kung Fu Ninja Boy Scout, training. But that being said, stuff does happen, and that's why it's important to quote a friend of mine, to know how to change your tire on your car so you don't get stuck out somewhere by yourself. And that, that's it's a metaphor for the bigger picture in life. The same thing we want to teach our children: to be self-sufficient, to prepare for the worst, hope for the best. But anyway, that incident exemplifies how a lack of, and I've mentioned it before on the show, a lack of understanding of what roadway obligations are on all sides of the transportation sphere, whether you're driving a bike or whether you're driving a car. I see a lot of this. I see a lot of this because the disconnect from driver's education and roadway education has become so great. Most people can't economically afford to get enough driver's education and roadway experience before they turn 18. Subsequently, putting them 4 or 5 years behind what most people in a previous generation or two would have gotten, just by happenstance. And then the same goes with cycling, as well as pedestrian use. We don't have bike rodeos like we used to when, say, I was younger or even a generation before me. We don't have those communities that have walkers in them where those families are teaching their children how to use that infrastructure properly. So you see this rise in mid-block incidents for dart outs with kids. That meaning, oftentimes, in fact, statistically, most often, children will run out from in between two cars. They won't see, the other car coming in the street. They'll be between two parked cars. They'll run out, obviously, not giving the driver much time to stop, and that's usually resulting in moderately tragic accidents. So, knowing that these things have happened because of these reasons, it begs us to pay attention to the reality that we need to reinvigorate the educational process that goes into roadway use for not only automobiles but for cyclists and pedestrians as well. Automobile use, I think, to me, we could improve all of this by tying in cycling training contiguously with your driver's license and then your permit process. So you would make your permit be hinged upon taking a 2-year bicycle course from the time you're 13 to 15 that would encompass, probably a couple months of training over those 2 years. But it would give basics to the majority of people who are going to be on our roadways using them, and give them a basic building block to understand. So the other thing I noticed was another adult I know who is actually a well-respected civic leader, had an incident where he had had a small mechanical and it sent him up and over the bars on his bike. Again, that's not anyone's fault, tremendously. Those things do happen, but having some sort of understanding of how to fall, how to behave in those particular situations is always a better bet than not having any experience at all. And the reason I bring that up is because it doesn't matter if you're the rich dude who can afford to buy a $20,000 bike, or if you're some guy who's just trying to beat a car and is not smart enough to look over his shoulder. It doesn't matter. Ultimately providing a safer roadway experience for all of us is the deal, because we are a community, and even if the young man who, albeit, made a bad decision and it would have been his own fault, if he had have not had the graces of God shine upon him and not have him die that day, from what I understand, it was that close. But if that hadn't have happened, then you and I are burdened as taxpayers and as community members with the ambient, whether it's the hospital bill, whether it's the, you name it. We have to shoulder that burden as a community. So whether you want to deal with it directly or indirectly, we are dealing with it. And I think that for me, with the number of incidents we've had in the last year, it's time to step up our educational efforts. And as I mentioned before, that's why I was so happy to have BPD step up and apply for this bicycle education grant. It can bring so much to our community. So, getting back to the reason I brought it up was that I would like to get and encourage people to go check out. Again, if you go to our iBike Kern page, it's under better bicycling, sharing the trail. And I'll just read from the post I put in. This was, I think, last week on Wednesday or something. With the unseasonably warm weather we've been seeing, our number one outdoor recreational amenity is in full use. The Kern River Parkway, all 22 miles from Enos to Ethel's, is busy with people transporting themselves for recreation and transportation. With that use, the number of opportunities to cross paths with another is high. The League of American Bicyclists provides some helpful educational resources. The Watch a Video section is a great place to see some of these educational tools used by the League's licensed cycling instructors, teaching the League's smart cycling courses. So what I did is I posted particularly this one. I actually posted the links. If you go there, you can link to the League's website. You can link directly to the Watch a Video section, and you can also link to the smart cycling courses link, and that take some time and do that, because what we at Current Active Transportation and what we as League cycling instructors, myself and others, want to provide you with is the tools so that you can feel safer on your roadway, going to and from whatever activity you're choosing to do. So if you are a group riding, skinny tire, guy, well, we have group riding courses. We have specific skills, practices, drills that can actually make you a much better rider. And I think that as a seasoned veteran myself, I think that I can attest to, if it serves me to revisit these skills courses and these skills lessons, it would serve you as well, and it would serve you in great amounts. To me, I learned this lesson a long time ago. I was trying to learn to ski when I was a younger person, and finally I just decided to take some ski lessons, and boy, did that make a freaking huge bit of a difference. So I would encourage you, check this stuff out. It's pretty cool. The particular piece I put on is sharing the trail, but there's something that died in here. But there is some other good stuff on this thing that shows you about lane positioning. So when you're changing lanes and when you're looking to move over in traffic, and it has to do with speed and the speed of the traffic around you. So there's some great instructional videos that are very visceral, obviously, because they're videos, but they come with some great narration so that you can get a little bit of advice. Anyway, check that stuff out. And here, what was the other one I wanted to mention to you? There's also another piece right on the same iBikeKern website, and it's a cool video shot of the Kern River and the Kern Canyon Trail. This was shot a couple months back. Let me read here just from the top of it. It is in a far too often forgotten area, the Kern River Canyon and Valley, especially for us locals. This area is so rich and vast, containing much diversity in its flora and fauna. I spend as much time as I can get away with up here. I had an opportunity to help dig portions of this trail as a young man. Love taking the single speed out on it from the bridge at Highway 178 and heading out for as much single track as you can handle. 1 hour, 2, 4. You want 5 or 6? They're out there waiting for you. So take a look at the video. It's not 6 hours. It's, I think, 22 minutes. But it's a nice video. And it's bookend by when you're going through hell and by the better bicycle sharing video. So please take some time today when you're not working and go check out some of our original articles as well as some great reposts. In fact, this one right here just is screaming at me. Is bicycling a form of preventative health care? Why, hell yeah, it is. Duh. This is a great article that was posted on MomentumMag.com by Karen Olfson. And it goes into, to me, the empirical data is there. I mean, are you kidding me? But it really quantifies that empirical data into some statistics that are extremely important to getting that cultural change. So check that out. So also, as I mentioned before, the League of American Cyclists, Bicyclists, excuse me. Get to know them, become a member of California Bicycle Coalition. The league helps Cal Bicycle Coalition by providing, obviously, contiguous, nationally accepted and recognized licensed cycling instruction that was brought about in the 70s that I mentioned before. But it also lobbies and works to maintain our national presence within the transportation budget and the transportation plans. So please learn about them. There is a lot to learn about the league. And then, like I said, check out the Cal Bike Coalition. Dave Snyder does great stuff there. And let me get over here to what's going on locally in Bakersfield. So for those of you that, okay, I want to back up. There was, I guess, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to complain here, but I didn't get any information, and I apologize for not sharing with you. But last Thursday, which would have been January 23rd at in the evening, I think 5 or 6 or 7, Bike Bakersfield held their planning meeting for the upcoming May is Bike Month activities. And from what I saw on the Facebook page, it seemed a very lackluster turnout, with all due respect. There was probably 4 people. And to no fault, I'm sure that was an oversight. I'm sure that the fact that it didn't get, I just, I want to share all that stuff, but if I don't know about it, I can't share it. So come on, guys, feed me some more. Also, they had their Firefly in Los Angeles. They have their Firefly project, and that is a project where they're trying to get out to commuters and bike riders throughout the community as many bicycle lights, front and tail lights as they can. So that's red and white lights. And Bike Bakersfield has been trying to do that here, and I think that Thursday night also they had that going on as well. I wasn't, I think I was able to at least share one of theirs originally, but I didn't get that one, and I apologize again for not bringing it to you. As those of you who commute, and as those of you commute, stay at work later, sometimes we know that we need lights, and what a neat opportunity to pick some up. So I apologize for not getting that information out there. I just didn't receive it. However, I do know that the mechanism works because I did get an invite to a piggyback event that Bike Bakersfield is doing, I believe, with Sam Barn Promotions to I guess they're going to Bike Bakersfield is looking at getting a fix-it station, which is a self-contained um, bike repair stand that has air so that you can work on your bike. It has some tools, such and so forth. So they're trying to raise some money, and they're going to piggyback on Sam's rock cobbler event on next Saturday's lengthwise festivities. Anyway, um, the rock cobbler is a Sam Barn Promotions free ride event that's $100 to ride. It is a mountain bike or cyclocross only ride that is, I don't know, 80 miles through our foothills. Um, should be a lot of good beer drunk at Lengthwise when they get back. I guess there's going to be a lot of raucous good times. And in fact, I'm not sure if it ends at Ethel's or if it ends at Lengthwise, but I think it ends back at Lengthwise. So check Sam Barn Promotions on Facebook for more information, as well as check Sam Barn Promotions on, I think that's their website, is sambarnpromotions.com. And yeah, February 9th. So Sunday is the race, and that is, it's not a race. It's a timed event. No, it's not right. It's not a race. It's a social event. And it does start and end at Lengthwise. So there'll be bands, I guess, when you get back there. You can get your $100 worth of drinking beer and eating food and all that stuff. So, and the event that Bike Bakersfield is holding is going to feature gold sprints. For those of you who aren't familiar with gold sprints are gold sprints is a name made up by a bunch of guys who used to do this around the country. But what they are is an event where you have stationary bicycles set up in front of the crowd, and people get up on these stationary bicycles and they race each other. The race is displayed behind the riders on a big screen in a stopwatch-like manner, showing who's ahead at what at varying different lengths of races. So you have 200-meter races, and I think they have. I think if you do a 1K, you're pretty crazy. But most of them are 200 meters and then 100 meters and 50 meters. So I'm sure it'll be a good time. That's 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, that's this Saturday the 8th. That's from like 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 or something like that. At Lengthwise, it's just part of the pre-race festivities for the rock cobbler. I'm going to just use that. That's the politically correct name instead of the rooster blocker. The rooster blocker? What are you talking about? So then Sunday is the big shindig kickoff. You roll out from Lengthwise Brewery and you roll out to destinations unknown. For those of you in the know, you know, but for those of you who are not in the know, you have no clue where you're going, bro. You don't know. You just don't know. Anyway, so that's coming up. Should be a good time. If you got $100 and it's just sitting around and you don't got nothing to do with it, no bills to pay or nothing, throw that bad boy down. Go out and ride your bike for 60 miles or 70 miles or some crud. And have a good time. When you get back, you can drink beer. Woo! All right. So this brings us back to the last portion of our fine broadcast. It is winding down. We should have some winding down music right here. let's see. In winding down, I wanted to again encourage everyone to get out. It is going to be a beautiful week. The weather is starting to turn. Maybe we'll get some rain. Wouldn't that be neat? And I also, I really just want to thank everybody who does tune in and who does get something out of this show for being a part. It is vital, in my opinion, to getting our message out there, that we continue to support each other in promoting, cycling as something that we love, but not just for those selfish reasons, but something that we know has a good residual effect on our community in many ways. And as I've said before, I'll say it again: the bicycle is the world's most vital invention in regards to transportation. It takes care of your health at the same time, both physical and mental, as well as it takes care of your economic needs by transportating you. I love that word. It's a word I made up. But it also serves as the only means of transportation where you can get those two other things fortified. So it's like getting your vitamin D with some C. Boom! You're not getting just one, but you're getting two. And I think it's important to understand that we, again, I think a lot of times I hear this. I hear this socially a lot, just in general. You just want that because you like to do it. Well, yeah, but there's a little bit more to it. So I think in fighting off that natural tendency of people to say something like that, it's important that we are able to, as stewards of what we love, which is cycling and active transportation, it's important for us to be able to, espouse and regurgitate some of those facts to people who don't necessarily know. It's not just cool or it's not just neat. It's something that provides life lessons. Again, I can't tell you how much I get out of being able to ride out of my house and do 60 or 70 miles on my own, under my own power, and get to see the things that that I see, and the smells, and I took a header in a 180 corner yesterday, and I laughed my ass off the whole time I was doing it because it was just so, it's life affirming, man. You know, I I do I am in love with pedaling circles. And if you want to talk about a mundane practice, I mean, think about it, man. You're doing circles. That's all I'm doing is just making circles with my legs, just making circles. Now, in my best day, I may get one perfect circle, maybe one. And then you combine that with the trail riding and the being able to get over every corner and braking just perfectly in every situation. And there is so much to suck in, and there is so much greatness to be had, and so much room for failure, that for me, it does provide that deep look into my soul that I occasionally need, and that I not occasionally, that I need daily, so that I can kind of get my head and my butt aligned, so that it keeps me right with the world and it reminds me of the things that matter. And for that, I say that the cycle beats all the other forms of transportation. As much as I love driving fast, as much as I love doing all sorts of other things with motors, that bicycle can do pretty much everything I need. So with that, I want to thank everybody again for your time. It has been a wonderful time here on iBike Radio, brought to you, of course, by KSVG 89.7 Savage Radio. And I do, again, want to thank our new sponsor, because, of course, iBike Radio is brought to you by La Bicicleta Boutique. La Bicicleta Boutique is a women's bicycling shop providing women's clothing and accessories for all biking types, from mountain bikers to city commuters, offering clinics with local cycling and healthy lifestyle advocates. La Bicicleta Boutique is located in the heart of downtown Bakersfield at 1820 G Street, and the phone number is 661-706 0900. That's 661-706-0900. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week. Peace.
Quigs Barbecue and Catering, offering a wide range of barbecue meats, including favorites such as Texas-style beef brisket, St. Louis-style ribs, barbecue chicken, Memphis-style pulled pork, and chicken. All the meats are cooked low and slow over a combination of hard woods.
Yeah, baby.
Gourmet-style burgers, barbecue
Did you say low and
sandwiches,
slow?
and grilled
Back that up.
are made fresh daily. Open Monday through Friday, 11
Love
a.m.
you.
to 7 p.m.